tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, the times get rough, and friends just can't be found like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down, lay me down, lay me down, lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when times get rough and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down, lay me down, lay me down, lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams on the way. See how they shine. If we need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled waters. I will ease your mind like a bridge over troubled.
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT. Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody. Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true you have batteries selling for $488?
Yes, Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
Alright, thanks, boss. Nah, man. Granny, do you have $488 to lend me?
The Huddle Room reopens in partnership with Maracas Bake and Shock on Monday, October 18th. That's right, seaside flavor is in Central. Bake and Shock, aloo pies, kingfish, shrimp, and a daily menu of lunchtime favorites like stew chicken, macaroni pie, curry chicken, pilau, and so much more. Follow the Huddle Room and taste Maracas on social media. Bake and Shock is served from 10 a.m. and lunches from 11 a.m. We'll see you and your taste buds on Monday. The Huddle Room and Maracas Bake and Shock, the best of both worlds.
Residents of Buku, choose to get vaccinated. The COVID-19 vaccination caravan rolls into your community on Tuesday, 19th October from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Buku Integrated Facility. Vaccines will be available for all persons in your family, 12 years and older. Doctors and nurses will also be there to chat with you. If you want to get your children back to the classroom, and if you want to get back to work and liming or return to the things you love, choose to get vaccinated. A message from the Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 91 Eastern Main Road in St. Augustine. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new with Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on the Street 919 FM.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized, with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Tikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke, and every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Pastor Hannah A. Parbu of Holy Spirit Ministries will be live on the Street 919 FM every first and third Wednesday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. In the scripture, Matthew 19 verse 26, the Bible says, "But Jesus looked at them and said to them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Pastor Hannah is here to motivate you, challenge you, encourage you to walk in your purpose and destiny God has for you. For prayer and counseling, call Pastor Hannah at 728-5197.
He heals me when I'm broken. Strength where I've been weak. Forever he'll reign.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you could get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the house of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Tune into to the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. For the program, God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the Street 919 FM.
The journey's almost
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the Street 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me here safe, sound, and all together in one piece. A pleasant good morning going out to my entire family. Good morning to the lovely Miss Sharon Felix, Mr. Dominic Romain, and their entire family. Good morning to you, all our callers, all our listeners, to all of our viewers online. For those of you that are locked on via whatever mechanism that you are, know that it's always good to have you guys on the inside with us. Let me also say pleasant good morning going on to the management and staff of the Street 909 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. Tobago, a blessed good morning to all my friends and family in Tobago. Yes, good morning, guys. Hope that you are locked on by now. Yes, hopefully we should be locked on by now. So just send me a message, let me know what's happening, and we'll get it sorted out if you all are not there with us right now. So what I will do at this time, I'm going to open the lines just a little bit as I await Mr. Dominic Romain. So you can call me at 342-0081-466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Blessed morning to you, my brother.
Morning, my brother, morning.
Morning to Sharon, Dominic. Morning, Trinbago, and by extension, the Titans of Democracy. Well, Bruce, the gone mad since last night. Yes, they're all over and talking about decency. I wonder if she remember when she followed the man there and disrespect this country and the Prime Minister at the time. And who catch you back in the hotel and what have you. My brother is locked on and waiting on the auditorium.
Yeah, man.
Time to push back. Gone.
Yeah, man. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
How you doing,
morning,
man?
Morning, morning to everybody. Trinidad and Tobago morning. Just tell somebody Bruce is on the air. 91.9. Wherever you listen to this station, it's the number one station in the world. Mr. Good morning to Pacific. Good morning to girlfriend. Good morning to everybody. Bonnet Gardens, Mount Hope. Tina, good morning to Jackie. And Jackie, good morning, Jenny. Carol, good morning, Miss Tunapuna. Miss Faizabad, good morning. Everybody who are in Colville, can't remember right now. Morning has broken. Only wake up and say a prayer. Thank God for waking and seeing the morning light. Thank God for the solid ground and the lighted path. And only give somebody something, do something, say something to somebody, let them know that you appreciate and you love them. Trinidad and Tobago, good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Miss Jean. Good morning to everybody. Gone for now. Love is the answer.
Yeah, man. Well, let me take this time to say good morning to Mr. Dominic Rumin, who has just joined me here. Good morning, Dominic, and how are you this morning?
Morning, sir. Morning. I can't complain. I am always good. Thank God.
Nice. So we just take a few more of your calls, and then I'm going to get in. Well, actually, I'll take one more call, and we'll get into the papers after that. Caller, good morning.
Bruce, good morning to you. Dominic, good morning to you.
Morning.
Dominic?
Morning.
You hear him?
No, I ain't hear him up to now.
Morning.
Okay. Bruce, how things? Everything all right?
I good, man. I good.
What a dull moment, Bruce. What a dull moment. I'll call back in.
Okay, no problem. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Hey, morning.
My financial guru, how are you this morning?
I am good, sir.
All right. You know, I have three issues this morning. Last night I heard the opposition leader. I heard, what was the man, the football man, Naked. And I heard Anel Roberts. So I will start with Roberts because I will call in a bit. I heard Anel Roberts try to justify, isn't this matter, this is not a U.S. matter with these gentlemen. Isn't this a English matter? With those gentlemen with the man named Nelson?
Nelson, yeah.
Isn't this a British matter?
Yeah.
I heard a man try to explain on YouTube that this matter has to do with the American government and this and that. And I am asking myself, this man, they say, went to the same school you went to, Dominic? It had to be impossible because you can't be talking to the
not that one. Naked, yes.
This matter
Roberts,
is being investigated.
Barataria, he's saying not Roberts. Naked went to the same school he went to.
Oh, well, don't talk about me. I hear you on the ground report trying to justify to tell me don't study because he trying to defend that garbage he talked there. Don't study, he studied. I'm asking myself, are we living in a real world with these fellas and them? Anyhow, gentlemen, and I'll position here. I'll talk to you guys a bit later.
Yeah, no problem.
Robert, I feel you need to go back and check to see who it is Vincent Nelson have the matter with in England before you come to talk that garbage on your YouTube video, right? Jolly morning, fellas.
Yeah, man. So, guys, at this time, I'm going to get into our daily papers for today, Tuesday, the 19th of October 2021. So headlines in the Express: City on edge, workers evacuated as device explodes in parkade causing panic. So getting in on the inside, City on Edge, why is this happening? President staying mum on merit list withdrawal. How exactly was the merit list for the post of police commissioner withdrawn? Alwari confused by Kamla's challenge. Her government used same laws. Attorney General Faris Alwari says it is passing strange that opposition leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa has chosen to launch an attack against him, claiming he... Hold on. Alright, where am I? Right. Claiming he played a major role in the current imbroglio involving the Police Service Commission, POLSC, and the selection of the next police commissioner. NCRHA implements COVID contingency plan. Chief Executive Officer of the North Central Regional Health Authority, NCRHA, Davlin Thomas, said on Monday that his organization has implemented several contingency plans for worst-case scenarios in its fight against the COVID-19 virus. Evacuation after explosion in Port of Spain. Police are responding to a report that an explosive device may have been found at the government plaza in Port of Spain yesterday morning. Dr. Saw fails to stop tribunal. Judge appalled by attempt. Destructive, far-fetched, frivolous, and vexatious was how Justice Frank C. Prasad described the legal claim Dr. Avinash Swa attempted to pursue at the High Court in... At the High Court in an attempt to prevent a tribunal set up by the medical board from investigating allegations against him. Find that going on too long now. Boat found fisherman lost. Tobago fisherman Atiba Williams of Main Road, Goodwood, is missing at sea. Target of gunmen survives. Innocent man killed. President, I did no wrong. Pure madness, says UNC Senator. And Griffith cattle boil in POLSCI. So these are the stories making way in the Express as we head over to the Newsday. Wassa blamed for road damage in Claxton Bay. AG calls on UNC to withdraw attack on president. 5 deaths, 153 new COVID-19 cases. Device found in Parkade after small explosion. Judge to hear EBC Tobago seats challenge next week. 2 gunned down in Port of Spain Sunday. Young refinery proposals being assessed. This thing in my face here, boy. A dead man found in Venezuela believed to be from Trinidad. Okay, right. Rowley striking down bail act for murderers not wise. MSG calls for DCP Jacob to act swiftly on PSC's torture report. Gary Griffith send Commissioner of Police merit list to Parliament. Support group launch for mothers who have lost babies. President breaks silence on Commissioner of Police appointment. I had no list. El Dorado man arrested after police find bulletproof vest and gun. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines returns to Trinidad and Tobago. Dominic, you ever fly KLM, boy?
Nah. Last time KLM was there, I was still a wee lad.
Well, I know, but I'm telling you, I was fortunate to do so before they left. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that was what, boy? That was with Cub Scouts, yeah. Yeah.
I think it's been 30 years since they left.
Yeah. Yeah, don't say that so loud now, Dominic. I'm cool it now. Make them know, oh gosh. Robinson rages no date to debate PSC nominees. And police investigating hunting incident that left one man dead. Concerned parents movement make schools a safe zone or end vaccination policy. PNM defends President Weeks. Restaurateur to government. Do you have a cohesive plan? UNC president did not act in public's best interest. Something wrong with all it. I don't know, you know. I wonder if if I went to the same school that you guys went to, if I would have been saying the same things that you all saying, because some of the things you all saying are in line. It's amazing. So those are the stories making with the Newsday. Over to The Guardian. Headlines in The Guardian. Panic in the city. Manhunt for bomber after panic at Parkade. A nationwide manhunt was up to last night, continuing for a suspect in yesterday's explosion at the Government Plaza Parkade in Port of Spain, which forced the TNT Police Service and Fire Service to cordon off parts of the capital city from pedestrian and vehicular traffic for several hours as they investigated. That parkade loaded with cameras or not, Dominic? Loaded. Mark, PSC crisis will affect TNT's investment climate. The crisis concerning the Police Service Commission and other high levels will affect TNT's investment climate, since foreign investors won't be attracted if they lack confidence in TNT's institutions or think there's a political conspiracy to appoint a puppet commissioner of police. Whoa. Alrighty then. So he just had a pretty face like that? You seen that picture, Dominic? You fortunate to see that picture?
Was this Wade Mark?
Yeah. He had a pretty face?
No, since apparently Wade Mark did laser surgery on his eyes and he no longer wears glasses, I try to avoid looking at Wade Mark. He's a very difficult person to look at without glasses. Very.
So moving right along. Cop accused of murdering man to learn fate today. Well, that would have been yesterday. Tobago resident challenges EBC's new electoral districts in court. Papayo. Man 38 shot in face with shotgun. Bandits steal computers, cash from law chambers. Dylan Remy, school for all or none. The state to pay over $50,000 to a prison officer beaten by 6 inmates. Okay. Board requests meeting with Ministry of Health ahead of full service restart. CMO, Delta fatalities weren't vaccinated. Fight over money ends in murder. Alwari on attack on AG's office. It's not the first time. That's true. Opposition's debate to remove Weeks set for Thursday. 5 trainees held after robbing bank in Karakou. Yeah, I saw that video. 3 international bidders compete for refinery. Young slams energy sector naysayers. Ex-opposition senator hoping motion for president's removal will shed light on PSC debacle. AG defends president against attacks. Judiciary explains clerical error in top cop case. So those are the stories making way in the Guardian, the Express, and the Newsday at this time. So, at this point, I turn it over to Mr. Dominic Romaine, who will take us through our program today. As I pass the ball.
Sir.
Yes.
I feel like the PM this morning, when it is, he has a press conference. And you're waiting for that one question till unleash it on them.
Yeah.
When he was asked the question about the tax exemptions for politicians, he had the bottle in his hand and he screw it and he take a sip. How much time you have? Yeah.
Oh, good.
Boy, you can say what you want about that, man. So, good morning again, as usual, to all of our loyal listeners. The Street 919 FM, even the trolls and the haters. They have alternatives. They could have gone to that other station to listen to Doug Liar politics, but he just lies. It's just in him to do that. As is the case with most of the executive of the United National Congress, from their leader, come down, beating our chest because the Attorney General apologized for what the issue for which they brought a motion of privilege against him, where he said in his response to her budget response that while she was Prime Minister, members of her family would have rented property to the government. She took issue with that, but he also refuted her claim, and I keep repeating this, that he only declared the sale of his vehicle in 2021. Why didn't she, if he lied in his response, why didn't she add that to the motion of privilege? Because she knew it was not true. She has not spoken on that since.
As per usual.
Right? As per usual. So, but they know all who lie and who is liar. But they can't see the liars in their own camp.
Of course not.
But then lying has become such an endemic situation in the United National Congress that they probably can no longer tell the difference between the truth and lies. So, morning to Mr. and Mrs. Giuseppe. Morning to Mr. and Mrs. Regis. Morning, Angie.
Cabinet meeting.
Yeah, can't miss that. Let me also say good morning to Miss Jeanette McDonald. I haven't forgotten you, ma'am, so I'll probably reach out to you today. The last week has just been extremely hectic. Morning to Alison Samuel, Miss Monica out in Marvel. I had to give her a call. Yes, I saw a missed call from her last week, but I don't know, Bruce. These days, yeah, this last quarter of the year is always stress. So, yeah. So, before I get into the issue that just will not go away, because there are some people who seem to believe that they can get some political mileage off of this. But I will say, if things like this have to occur, let it be in the early days of the administration. So by the time 2025 comes around, don't forget about it.
That's right.
Yeah. There's more pressing issues, and to my mind, positive news, where the Minister of Energy would have indicated yesterday that the government is in the process of signing. Well, they've signed an agreement with Shell to monetize the gas in Manatee Field.
Okay.
As you know, Trinidad and Tobago, there's the Loran Manatee Field that we've been hearing about for years, prior to even 2010, right? That is the gas field that we share with Venezuela. That contains some 10 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, 2.7 trillion of which belongs to us, and the rest to Venezuela.
Okay.
And early in this government's tenure, back in 2015, 2016, I remember they were attempting to come up with, finally seal some sort of arrangement with Venezuela to monetize that gas, and from the perspective that not only would we have monetized ours, but because of Venezuela's situation, that we would attempt to monetize theirs on their behalf as well, which would have been a benefit to us. But that didn't pan out because of the sanctions, U.S. sanctions against Venezuela. But not only that, I would remind people that the misleader of the opposition would have, yes, and they love to call themselves patriotic, would have sent a letter to the Venezuela National Assembly asking them, begging them, pleading with them not to sanction any gas deal between Nicolas Maduro and Keith Rowley, because the government of Keith Rowley was illegitimate, that they stole the election, and that there was an election petition in the courts to have 6 marginal seats, which they lost, declared null and void, the results of that election. And I keep hearing them saying all the time, oh, Paris is a novice, and Paris, what case Paris win, and Paris never win a case. Which case Kamala win? Y'all could tell me that? Help me now. I recall Mr. Pandey asking the question when she gave herself senior counsel. What is Kamala's track record in the courthouse? Her track record in the courthouse perhaps reads more boring than watching water boil. Yeah? What is her track record? Any of the UNC listeners could tell us how many cases she win in the courthouse. But I know Paris put a good licking on them in that election petition.
Oh, yes.
Right? They lost.
Oh, yes.
So if you want to know what case Paris win, that's just one of many. The other day when all their former beloved AG and current UNC Senator Jayanti Lakshmi went to the court to have murder declared a bailable offense, so that murderers or alleged murderers could get bail, right? Yes. Same Anand.
Madness.
They lost. Paris put a curtail on them there too. But I see, according to Dr. Roy, I think now it's in the appeal court. So we'll see how that one pans out. But if in fact they are successful, I want to hear what the bleeding hearts in the UNC will have to say, and what you all will tell the families of persons who are murdered and who expect to get justice and know that the wheels of justice in this country turn very slow. So at least they could get some level of comfort when the persons who are alleged to have committed the murders are behind bars until such time as the case falls, which could be many, many years. So at least they get some smidgen of justice there now, you know? But now, your former Attorney General and one of your sitting senators, who I will address shortly, felt the need to go to the courthouse to have these murderers be given the right to get bail. Yeah? That is UNC style. Ah, boy, never a dull moment with those people. Bruce, I'll send you something, a video there.
Yeah. I know them done load it up already, waiting.
Load it? Yeah, play it from a...
No problem.
Cabinet meeting. If the commissioner fails to account for his lack of action, there will be consequences.
We will ask, and if the commissioner of police does not have good answers, his tenure is coming to an end, then it may very well be that it may come to an accelerated premature. It cannot be right.
Just play it one more time for me.
Sure.
Cabinet meeting. If the commissioner fails to account for his lack of action, there will be consequences.
We will ask, and if the commissioner of police does not have good answers, his tenure is coming to an end, then it may very well be that it may come to an accelerated premature. It cannot be right.
So I listened last night to UNC Senator Jayanti Lakshmi. She had plenty to say and a list of questions that she wanted to ask the president coming out of the president's release over the weekend. Right? I have some questions for Senator Jayanti Lakshmi. Based on what Anand Ramlogan just said there, right, Bruce? How did he intend to bring about that? Where he said that the commissioner's tenure might come to an accelerated end. As far as I am aware, the only people or the only entity that has the authority to do that is the Police Service Commission. Yet, we heard what he just said there, right?
Yeah.
How did he plan to do that? If it is that he didn't get the answers that he was looking for.
Would it be that he has had influence over the Police Service Commission?
Or did he plan to interfere in the Independent Police Service Commission, which they now claim the Prime Minister did? But we're going to address that just now, right? Look, hear him. Bruce, play it one more time for me in case they went in the fridge.
No problem.
And they didn't hear it, you know? one more time. This for the UNC haters. And I know some of them will call after and say, oh, because UNC do it and the PN. Nonsense. There's no comparison. So let me put it out there one time. Let's not go down that road. All right?
Cabinet meeting. If the commissioner fails to account for his lack of action, there will be consequences.
We will ask, and if the commissioner of police doesn't have good answers, his tenure is coming to an end, and it may very well be that it may come to an accelerated premature. It cannot be right.
Right. It seems, Bruce, that they didn't get the answers that they were looking for, and that Mr. Ramlogan made good on that threat. Let me remind people, right? Guardian article dated Friday, August 27, 2010, entitled, Acting Cop Told to Pack Up and Leave. Acting Commissioner of Police, James Filbert, who was granted 4 extensions, was yesterday told to pack up and leave office. The Police Service Commission, the Police Service Commission wrote to Filbert yesterday advising him to immediately demit office. As a result, the Police Service Commission has appointed Deputy Police Commissioner Stephen Williams, who was bypassed for the top cop post in 2008, to act as commissioner until Canadian Dwayne Gibbs takes over next month. Filbert, whose 4th extension was to end on September 30th, will officially hand over office to Williams on Monday. Late yesterday, Filbert confirmed the development, admitting that the PSC's letter had arrived at his office. When interviewed, Filbert said he had not personally read the letter but was aware of its contents. He said, I finished work and I am pleased with my performance as acting commissioner. Filbert, in his normal stern tone, added, I am no stooge. I have no animosity against anyone. As to what may have caused the sudden move by the PSC to write asking him to leave, Filbert said he could not say. So he wasn't even given a reason as to why his acting came to an abrupt and premature end. I wonder why. We continue. But there has been widespread speculation by several senior officers last night that Filbert, during yesterday's CNMG's morning talk show, may have said something which offended the People's Partnership government. On the show, he explained that former National Security Minister Martin Joseph had promised a pay hike for all police officers, a burning issue now between the government and the Police Service Social and Welfare Association. Filbert said when he made his statement during yesterday's television interview, he spoke the truth. He said, I spoke the truth when I said so. He, Mr. Joseph, had proposed a salary increase for all officers. I'm not begging anyone for anything, and I'm not stooging for anyone. We go further. It was only on Thursday that Cabinet approved the salaries of Gibbs and his Canadian counterpart, Jack Iwatsky, Deputy Commissioner of Police-elect. Gibbs is to be paid US $205,000 per annum, and Iwatsky Canadian $200,000 per annum under a 3-year contract. We're going to talk about when Mr. Filbert was born and so on. Mr. Filbert was also said in several interviews that the police service still faced some challenges, but he did his best with his resources which were available to him. And in July this year, Filbert took on Attorney General Anand Ramlogan after the AG at a post-cabinet news conference criticized him for failing to protect the construction site of the Lighthouse of the Lord Jesus Christ Church on the heights of Bonapo. Looters carted away more than $5 million in building materials from the site. But the same evening, Filbert shot back at Ramlogan, saying Ramlogan was out of place. Filbert said Ramlogan exhibited contempt, disdain, bias, and animosity to the office of the Commissioner of Police. Right. I want to hear the UNC bleeding hearts. You heard Anand earlier. If the Commissioner have answers, he could very well find his acting stint come to a premature end. As we just read here, it did in fact come to a premature end, and no reason was given to him by the Police Service Commission. Right? Where was Jayanti Lakshmi Dayal then? Where was Kamla Prasad Bisesa then? Where was David Naked, that disrespectful twat? Where was he? Where was Arnold Roberts, that other disrespectful wretch who would do a live and insinuate that the president is a lesbian, that the president appointed Bliss Prasad to head the Police Service Commission, perhaps because of pum-pum politics? A senator talking that kind of trash and only have nothing to say in the UNC camp but criticizing Dr. Rowley and he beat up on Kamala. Let me tell you something. You see that habit you all have of trying to make excuses for Kamala Persad-Bissessar because she's a woman, don't pull that gender card at all. This is politics. And she knows what she got herself into. Kamala didn't come yesterday. All right? She's been in politics for years. So this thing that you're all trying to, she must hide behind the gender card. Don't play that one. Because it isn't, you can't come here to tell me that she must be able to say all kind of nastiness about Dr. Rowley. And when he responds to her, oh, he's abusive to women and all kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
If anybody listened to what Dr. Rowley said on Saturday, what did he say that was abusive? You all took issue because he referenced and described some of you all as imps, chimps, wimps, and pimps. You all have issue with pimps? One of your own former MPs from Cuba North would have made a reference to one of her, well, I don't know if you call him colleague, right? But she, in the wake of the last election, August 2020, would have indicated in a Facebook post that she could not support the nominee for Cuba North, the man who replaced her, because of cogent evidence of human trafficking and prostitution. Who runs a prostitution ring? Not a pimp? Well, I don't know that. But all I could call Dr. Rowley Oreo and Blank Man and all of these derogatory terms. He's a rapist, he's a pedophile, all kind of foolishness. And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You have that clown, the dog liar, doing a live talking about pum-pum politics and all the women in the cabinet and how the prime minister, all of them were chosen because of pum-pum politics. And perhaps implying that the prime minister have some kind of extramarital affair with the female members of his cabinet. How nasty and low and disgusting could you get? As I said Sunday, it takes a sick, twisted, perverted, dirty mind to come up with that kind of thing. But Anil Roberts doing that, and all you have nothing to say about it. Finger on your lip, your mouth have a zip. All in the UNC camp, that basket of deplorables, have nothing to say about that, right? Kamala Persad-Bissessar is so disgusting that rather than upbraid David Nackett for what he called the president, will come to say that is the prime minister called that David Nackett made that outburst. Something wrong, the elevator not going all the way upstairs for David or for Kamala, it seems, right? Half the time when it is that she given her speech, you have to replay it 3-4 times because apparently she don't know how to pronounce monosyllable words with plenty syllables. So it's Mrs. G and sovereign. Why sovereign? Really? It's difficult to listen to the woman. And the foolishness, so she upset because Paris held a press conference yesterday and basically indicated that she crushed on him. And he said, I good, I happy with her. Lima Luna. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, he's not done. So last night she went to town on him. Her whole talk last night was about Paris. Yeah? The man good. You're not his type. You're not interested. He's flattered, but he's not interested. Okay? And the same goes for Janty too. He's not interested in you either. And none of the UNC side. He's not interested. Okay?
Oh, good.
So ease him up now. Please. I continue. Right? So Bruce, I've listened to all of the men and women of letter. So all these eminent attorneys and all these learned counsel who are of the view that the Prime Minister ought not to have sent the information to the Police Service Commission, assuming that is the Prime Minister, right? And that he should have either one, kept it to his chest, wait till the list came to the Parliament, debated it, and then bring out all that information in the debate, right? If it is that he intended to get rid of Gary Griffith. And the implication that everything that has happened over the last couple of months has been a calculated plot on the part of the government to get rid of Gary Griffith. And that the Prime Minister, the letter that he indicated he sent 1 year ago to the Police Service Commission indicating that he had lost confidence in the Commissioner was an attempt to interfere with an independent Police Service Commission to get him to get rid of Gary Griffith. I would draw to the attention of the public that if the Prime Minister wants to get rid of Gary Griffith, he didn't have to go through all that. As I said Sunday, when the list came to the Parliament to be debated, there is no obligation, legal or otherwise, on the part of the government to select the first nominee, the second, the third, or for that matter, any of the nominees on the list. If none of them meet with the with the approval of the government. We'll simply say, well, okay, there's nobody here that we think is fit to serve in the position of police commissioner. PSC, go back and do all your work.
Yep.
Give me a new list. Right? That's all he had to do. But you see, if the Prime Minister, and this is the thing that confuses me with these bright men and women, right? So, Adam, the other thing is that he should have sent the information he had to the DPP, who has no investigative powers, as we saw with the AV drilling matter, when Petrotrin completed their investigation and they forwarded their report to the DPP. And the Prime Minister had indicated that in Parliament when the question was asked. And when the media asked the DPP what is the status of that report, the DPP said, well, he forwarded it to the police for a substantive investigation. Because the police is the authorized authority to do investigation. So they said, so Janty is saying he should have sent it to the DPP. Why? So that the DPP can send it to the police? Okay.
Well, I know
he should have sent it to the Professional Standards Bureau. He should have sent it to the PCA. He should have sent it to everybody except the authority, the entity that has disciplinary oversight over the Commissioner of Police. At a time when the Police Service Commission is preparing a merit list to send to the Parliament to be debated for the appointment of a commissioner, right? And I want to, before we go to the break, I want to draw a term to the attention of the public. It's called due diligence. You all ever hear that? Due diligence. You know what that is? All right? Due diligence. It requires that the PSC has a responsibility and a duty of care to every citizen in this country to ensure that the list that they send to the Parliament, that merit list, that it is a list that can stand the most robust of scrutiny. That it is a list, and the nominees on that list must be able to be above reproach. The PSC must have confidence in that list. So if anything crops up later on, they must be able to say within themselves, we did everything humanly possible within our remit to ensure that every nominee on that list was properly vetted before we submit that list. Because this is not a 2x4 entry-level position in the public service you're talking about there. This is the position of Commissioner of Police, a position that has a lot of power. You understand? It's not a fly-by-night position. So they have to make sure that they do proper due diligence.
Oh, yes.
And the question they should be asking, instead of all of these, it have plenty of questions to answer still, is when does due diligence in that process end? And what does that due diligence process entail? Proper vetting. Okay? When does it end? So if at the point of submitting this list to the president, as they were required to do, information comes to hand that one or perhaps more of the nominees on that list may be tainted. One or more of the nominees on that list might have questions to answer. What are they supposed to do? Allow a list that they know to be tainted to go to the Parliament to be debated? Now, if it is, as they are saying, that the Prime Minister should not send anything to the PSC and keep it as just and then speak in the Parliament about it in defense of a decision to not rehire Gary Griffith, you know what they would have said? These same clowns like Janty, Lakshmi Diyal and them, hear what they would have said. The Prime Minister had information that was critical to the formation of the list, but he kept it to his chest. You know why? Because he wanted to wait until the last minute when Gary Griffith or whichever nominee on the list that information pertained to did not have an opportunity to respond and to defend themselves. That is what they would have said. And they would have said that Gary Griffith or whichever nominee that information pertained to was denied due process, natural justice. Why did the Prime Minister wait until the list come to Parliament when the people who he's making these allegations about cannot respond? He did that deliberately, knowing now that there's no choice, so that he has to pick somebody else. That's what they would have said. Right now they're talking about that natural justice thing. You know, when the Prime Minister said he sent a letter 1 year ago indicating to the PSC that he had lost confidence in Gary Griffith, or the letter wasn't made available to Gary Griffith so he could respond, and he was denied natural justice. Really? But all they wanted, the information, only to come out in the Parliament during the debate of the list, so you all could sing the same song and then say, you see, Rowley know why he do that? He just wanted to get rid of Gary. But you know, if it is he had bring out the information before sending it to the PSC, they would have questioned Gary, and then Gary would have been able to exonerate himself, and they would have had no excuse not to reinstate him. That's what they would have come with. Bruce, I believe the ads are upon us. I'll continue when we come back.
Yes, we'll be right back.
this Christmas, I only sipping. When I say sipping, I only sipping this Christmas. Because you see all I want. I oversleep, overeat, overdrink, overthink, I oversing, overdo everything. I overwash, overcook, overclean, I overstress, overdo everything. I over. Christmas time is the only time I don't want to over. Christmas time I wish I could have get it over and over. Christmas time is the season that doesn't want to over. Christmas time, we'll try to get it over and over. Christmas season is the time for the laughter, time for the workers, Lord, sons and daughters. I know that Christmas is the time for the shoppers, time for the cleaners, nice every time. I oversleep, overeat, overdrink, overthink, I oversing, overdo everything. I overwash, overcook, overclean, I overstress, overdo everything. I over. Nice every time, nice every time. Christmas is nice everywhere that I go. People just having a real good time. So it's nice every time, nice every time. People living in love and unity. What a lovely sign, call. I know that Christmas is the time for the laughter, time for the workers, all sons and daughters. I know that Christmas is the time for the shoppers, time for the cleaners, nice every time. I oversleep, overeat, overdrink, overthink, I oversing, overdo everything. I overwash, overcook, overclean, I overstress, overdo everything. I over. Christmas time is the only time I don't want to over. Christmas time I wish I could have get it over and over. Christmas time is the season that doesn't want to over. Christmas time, we'll try to get it over and over. Christmas season is the time for the laughter, time for the workers, all sons and daughters. I know that Christmas is the time for the shoppers, time for the cleaners, nice every time. I oversleep, overeat, overdrink, overthink, I oversing, overdo everything. I overwash, overcook, overclean, I overstress, overdo everything. I over. What is supposed to do? What is supposed to do? We support everywhere that I go, people just having a real good time. So it's nice every time. You're nice, man. It's Christmas. People living in love and unity. What a lovely sign, God. Nice every time. Nice every time. Everywhere that I go, people just having a real good time. So it's nice every time. Nice every time. People living in love and unity. What a lovely sign, called.
Are you one of the tens of thousands of persons in Trinidad and Tobago who have already received the COVID-19 vaccine? Then remember that you must follow the health guidelines. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance from others. The health guidelines and the COVID-19 vaccine, a powerful combination that can help save livelihoods, save lives, and get us back to doing the things we love to do. A message from the Ministry of Health.
This is the voice of the PNM. On Tuesday, October 19th at 7 p.m., tune into all major TV and radio stations, PNM's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel for PNM's virtual meetup. Feature addressed by Dr. Keith Rowley and a powerful lineup of speakers. On Tuesday, October 19th at 7 p.m., tune in, click, like, and share. Great is the PNM.
Sign up and save with Green Dot. When you subscribe to any of our broadband packages, you get 30% off the installation fee, allowing you to stream your favorite shows on any of your devices. Update your social media accounts and connect with friends and family. Stay on top of the class with online learning sessions. Or keep your team in the loop with virtual meetings, all at an affordable price. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 224-GDOT today to sign up and save with Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
That drink you introduced me to, the U-Juice turmeric ginger lime. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. First thing I realized is that the sugar content was very low, which is good for me at my age. But I think the experience I had with that juice is having drank it. You know, I could literally feel my brain very light. I could feel a sense of oxygen overtook my body. I felt light. You know, I could have this all day long.
Try U-Juice today. Available at leading supermarkets nationwide or order online at ujuiceroots.com for free delivery.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Hi, this is Nicole Huggins. Join me every Monday morning on the Street 919 FM from 9:05 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. Let's talk about lifestyle diseases as affects you today and how we can improve your health with healthy solutions. Call Health and Lifestyle with Nicole Huggins at 1-868-288-1108 or 1-868-275-8359. See you there.
Len Capital Certificates is a business consultant company that provides a passive income service. Through our partnership perquisites, we allow customers the possibility to earn interest monthly or yearly by purchasing one of our precious gem packages. These precious gem packages are exclusively available only at Len Capital. These precious gem packages are Opal, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, and Diamond. So, call us today at 376-LEN or 376-5366 for more information. And remember, at Len Capital, it's all about you.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So welcome back on the inside. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 919 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy with Dominic Romaine and Bruce Wayne. And just to let you know, become a $6 million man or woman. The Lotto Plus jackpot has rolled to an estimated $6 million. Rebuild your bank account with superhuman wealth. Go faster in your new sports car. Jump higher into your infinity swimming pool and see the clear from the balcony of your new home. Do it all with an amazing $6 million. Plus, if you match 5 numbers, you can win $50,000. Enjoy bionic winnings. Get your tickets for Wednesday's $6 million Lotto Plus jackpot draw. And remember, winners always play Lotto Plus. And also, Dominic, I have a birthday Greeting here for a Jamari Antoine. Jamari, good morning and happy birthday to you, my friend. It comes from your mommy, Makeda Allen, your daddy, Jason Antoine, Granny Ursula, and your uncle Kial. So happy birthday to you, Jamari. I know you're going to have a great day today and enjoy it to the fullest. So, Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, yes, I too will join in that birthday greeting there. And I hope that the young man has a very good one. Yeah?
Yep.
Right. So, continuing, Bruce. See here. Right. So, prior to the break, I would have made mention of the term due diligence, right? In conducting due diligence, the standard is reasonable and the objective is to 1, find illegal activities and or 2, other conduct that is inconsistent with an effective compliance and ethics program. Right? So, part of the process, and people need to understand this, in compiling the merit list for the Commissioner of Police, is not just simply we put out a post or an ad in the newspapers. Vacancy, Commissioner of Police, apply. You send in an application, they go through the application, they say, all right, you put 2 references, we call the references. I'll be calling from the Police Service Commission. We received an application from Mr. Gary Griffith, or received an application from Mr. Anand Ramasa, we received an application from Joanna Achi, or whoever, and they put you down as reference. So we're just calling to do a little background check. So what would you say about Mr. Griffith? What would you say about Mr. Ramasa? So he's a good worker? Yes? You would vouch for him? All right, good, yeah. Put he on the list there. Yes, we call in. We got an application from Joanna Achi. She put you as reference, so we just call in to, do a background check. What would you say about her? Is she a good worker? Yeah, you would vouch for her? All right, put she on the list there. And that's it, right? That's how it's done. Yeah, you don't do anything else.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, that is all. Apparently. Due diligence. We're talking about the police service of Trinidad and Tobago, right? We know there are many people in this country who do not have confidence in the police service of Trinidad and Tobago, right? One such person, it seems, is the Honorable Prime Minister. The Prime Minister indicated on Saturday, 16th of October, 2021, that 1 year ago, he wrote a letter to the Police Service Commission indicating that he had lost confidence in the Commissioner of Police. And since then, there have been all kinds of speculation as to what would have resulted in that loss of confidence in the Commissioner of Police by the Prime Minister. And of course, the conspiracy theorists in the UNC, as is the norm, the only thing that they could find to say, to corroborate the foolishness that the Prime Minister wanted to get rid of Gary Griffith because was that issue, Bruce, with, 2 things they've thrown into the mix, right?
Yeah.
I think it was sometime in September last year where there was some party or some lime or pool party or something down in the West. And the police service, and there was a gathering that was in excess of what was allowed, and the police, I think they just issued a warning or something like that. And persons took issue with that, saying that, that it was racial discrimination, that other persons of lighter hues would have been reprimanded in a more serious way than these folks. I think there was at one point in time, and the argument that was put forward by the police commissioner then was that this is private property and the regulations does not give the police the authority to intervene on private property. Yet we would have seen where there was an event, some party or something that was held by some hotel or something, or by Lady Chancellor or somewhere, so, right?
Yeah.
And everybody there, I think, was rounded up and would have been charged or something. And the commissioner said, well, the difference is that because it was private property, but on account of the fact that a concession fee was paid to get into the venue, that made it public. And therefore, the complexion is different. no pun intended. And the Prime Minister took issue with that, and he felt that you should exercise the same action across the board. And that is, as we would recall, how the term Wessers and Zessers came about. If you're a Wesser, you could do what you want, and the police ain't gonna touch you. But if you're a Zesser, problems for you, right? So instead of putting on a white beater vest and a 3/4 jeans and a old school Clarks or old school feeler or something on your foot, you need to put on a polo jersey, right? And one of those golfing shorts, yes? And you need to put on some, you need to put on some Oxfords, Bruce. Yeah. And put a sweater around your waist. When you could, yeah. So if you do that, yeah, tie a sweater around your waist and you're good to go, right? If you want to put a little side part to your head and what that stuff, all them things now. Once you're looking like that, you're good to go, right?
No problem
and
whatsoever.
yes, and based on the Prime Minister's criticism of how that played out, and then there was the claim that the Prime Minister summoned Gary Griffith to his office, and then Gary Griffith came out and spoke out and said that that the police service is an independent institution and whatnot, and he was critical, and subsequently he apologized to the Prime Minister. But I am not convinced, Bruce, that was the matter that caused the Prime Minister to lose confidence in the Commissioner of Police. Instead, I would reference an article that was published in the Newsday on Friday, the 16th of October. Exactly 1 year. Exactly 1 year ago, right? From Saturday when the Prime Minister spoke. And it says, PM takes charge of DSS probe. Clearly unhappy at the pace of investigations into the 22 million drug susu scandal, Prime Minister Dr. Rowley, in his capacity as chairman of the National Security Council, has taken charge of the probe, calling for expert help from both the United Kingdom and Barbados. So far, 4 policemen have been suspended and another 11 policemen have been transferred as a result of investigations into the scandal. Speaking on Thursday night at a PNM post-budget public meeting, Rowley declared the DSS to be no susu, but rather a cancer which, if left unchecked, can eat the soul of the nation. He went on. Who gave the instruction and why to release the vast sum of cash? Who gave the instruction and why to release 9 people from custody? And why were these decisions not first cleared with the investigators and the Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith? Among several questions investigators are hoping to find. Rowley did not mince words on Thursday night. He said the matter of the DSS scheme and 22 million being found in a house are matters of national security. The role of the police in that matter, the role of the defense in that matter, the role of criminal gangs in that matter, completely unknown to the people of TNT. And I could tell you that as head of the National Security Council, I have not had the simplest of answers in that matter. All I can say to you, that as the head of the National Security Council, I am disturbed. And because I am disturbed, and because of what it means, pointing to and fingering unacceptable levels of corruption in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, immediately I approached the British government, with whom we have a memorandum of understanding dated 2018, to cooperate on matters of national security for help. And we are awaiting British police officers in TNT on the matter. He said that on the same matter, he approached Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley for help, and 2 senior Barbados police officers are en route to TNT and will form part of a team that will comprehensively investigate the matter. Rowley added that the combined foreign and local team will investigate how 22 million could be found by the police, reach a police station only to subsequently disappear after, and nobody could tell the country what happened. And then a member of the defense force could stand up on the front page of the newspapers and tell the country, I am the one organizing that. Right? So let me tell you something. That is not a susu. That is a threat to national security, and if we don't investigate it properly, it will be a cancer that will eat the soul of the nation. So the Prime Minister had no confidence in the Commissioner of Police or the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to effectively investigate this matter because of what he considered to be unacceptable levels of corruption in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And after almost 2 years, the Commissioner of Police was unable to rein in that unacceptable level of corruption. And this is a matter that greatly incensed the Prime Minister. So he bypassed the Commissioner of Police, bypassed the TTPS, and went to get officers from the UK and Barbados So concerned was he about this matter that he actually consulted with the Prime Minister of Barbados. He had more faith and confidence in the officers in the Bajan police and the UK police than he did in the TTPS and the commissioner in addressing this matter, because the commissioner of police sits on the National Security Council. This matter comes before the National Security Council, and the commissioner did not have an answer for the simplest of questions, and that greatly offended the Prime Minister. I just say it. Okay? But the focus there was on the unacceptable levels of corruption in the police service. This brings me, Bruce, to my next point. And again, which is why I cannot understand all these men and women of letters who are saying that the president erred. Due process should have been followed. She was supposed to obey the Constitution and forward the list to the Parliament. As the president said, I have no list. The list was presented to me and it was withdrawn on the same day. And again, I ask the question, when does due diligence end in respect to, or in respect of this matter of compiling a merit list and forwarding same to the Parliament for debate? And I ask that question because ultimately the responsibility for that merit list lies with the Police Service Commission. When are they no longer considered to be in custody of? So it gets to the president's house, and on the same day they decide to withdraw because they know it hasn't been forwarded to the Parliament yet. Okay? What is the process? Where the list goes to the president, what happens next? So the PSC hands the president an envelope with the list, and then what? The president just looks at the envelope, she rests it on her desk somewhere, she give it to somebody and say, send that to the Parliament. What is the process? These are the questions that they should be asking.
Yep, that's right.
That's what they should be asking, right? So the PSC information comes to them, and as the president would have said in her release on Saturday, that the process is still ongoing. So is it a case that the list could come to the president and the president say, okay, all you're good with this? You're sure? You're positive? This is the list you want to send? Did you all do everything that you were supposed to do in the preparation of this list? Is this the final list? Listen, don't play with me. I am giving you a final opportunity because remember I have to send this to the Parliament. This is not a 2x4 work. All you're sure? You have done everything. There is nothing more that you can do. You don't want to take have a second look at it to make sure? Because when it leaves here, that is it, eh? Okay. That's what I want to know. Right? They weren't sure. Because of whatever information they have, and I'm pretty sure that that information, Bruce, didn't come to them on that day. Even though they want to say that the Blessy Prasad was intercepted. As the Prime Minister said Saturday, if I want to correspond with the Police Service Commission, I don't have to be peeping from behind no lamppost. So the Prime Minister here, hey, Blessy Prasad, go and drop the list today. And so he jumped the fence by President House into the President yard, and he hiding behind a lamppost. I went Bless driving. Bless. I talk to you a second in a girl. Come now. I ain't involved the President. Come on, let me talk now. You know, I had this information on Gary Gill. Wait. Take a read now. Yeah, where feel? Yeah, pull back that listen. Pull it back. Yeah, that's what went on. And then the Prime Minister ran back and he jumped back over the fence and he went back home. Then you listen to these clowns, Bruce. Permit me to read another article, Bruce. Plenty reading today. Right? Morning, Angie. Tuesday, the 7th of September 2021. David West, PCA probing FUL process 2. Director of the Police Complaints Authority, David West, on Tuesday said the Police Complaints Authority's investigation into allegations of corruption surrounding the granting of firearm users license was nearing completion. Speaking with Newsday, West said the latest information that the Police Service Commission hired retired Judge Stanley John, and like everybody forget that, to investigate the issue will now have to be added to the investigation. Here this. The Police Complaints Authority began its investigations in October last year after an Express article that alleged that one man on gun-related offences was granted an FUL. He added that he was not officially informed about the investigations and only heard about it via media reports. So, since October last year, Bruce, The Police Complaints Authority has been investigating the issuance of firearm users license. For those of us who are even remotely familiar with the process of the issuance of firearm users license, the last authorization comes from the Commissioner of Police. Let me make it abundantly clear here that I am not casting any aspersions on the Commissioner, because as we would have said before in discussing this issue, that the Commissioner would rely on his subordinates who would do all of the due diligence. There is that word again, that term again. So that when the file comes on his desk, he's of the assumption that everything is above board, that all the checks were done, and that everything good. Yes, waterfront hill, everything good, right? He's relying on his subordinates. In the same way, when the list comes to the Parliament must be satisfied that everything good, that this list here, every nominee has been scrutinized, vetted, and they have no issues. Because when the Parliament votes on this, we don't want to hear, after we appoint somebody 3 months on the road, well, this man was involved in a wrong stand-up 6 months ago, and the Police Service Commission didn't know about it. It wasn't drawn to their attention. It didn't show up on their due diligence. How? What is the process involved? What does this due diligence process entail? Then what the Police Service Commission was going to say, well, we say since the man was the commissioner before, everything good with he. So we really didn't go and do no further checks. So we doing that for? He's the commissioner. Everybody know him. The man is a man of integrity. So therefore, we didn't really check that. Oh, it's so. So you didn't do your work. That is what that is. All right? So I am confused. Since last year, Police Complaints Authority has been conducting an investigation into the issuance of firearm users license, a process in which the police commissioner is involved. We are hearing allegations that the process may be tainted, that man getting paid all kind of $20, $30, $40, $50,000 to fast track thing, right? There needs to be, regardless of what you may think about the commissioner or whoever else, all right? The fact of the matter is, you need to clear his name.
That's right.
You cannot do a full investigation into the issuance of firearm users license. The last signatory is the Commissioner of Police, and you do not investigate him as well. You understand? So how the hell could the the Police Service Commission, compile a merit list of nominees? And it's not Gary Griffith alone, as I will read in the next article. Because Gary Griffith himself is on record as having said that there are certain elements in the police service, in some cases high-ranking elements, who want him out because of actions that he has taken which has disrupted certain operations in the police service. And it is not far-fetched to think that certain people might do things to frame the commissioner. And so it may very well be that some of these other nominees on the list who might have questions to answer in that regard. Did they themselves participate in any activities to frame the commissioner, assuming that took place? Are they affiliated with anybody who might have engaged in activities so to do? What did they know? All of these are things that need to be investigated. So unless all of these parallel investigations, one which we just read, started since October last year, completed, how the hell you could compile a list and send it to the president for onward transmission to the parliament, for the parliament to debate, and you cannot say 100% that every nominee on this list is speaking clean, because there are investigations ongoing into a matter that might involve one or more of them. That making sense? That is part of the due diligence process.
That's right.
Really? A man come apply for work, and during the due diligence process, you hear a rumor that the man might have been involved in some sort of embezzlement from a previous employer. And here you, but all his other credentials looking good, so we will hire him, and then we will subsequently launch an investigation. And if it is found that in fact he did engage in embezzlement, well, then we will fire him. But in the interim, we will allow him to work, and if it is he's an embezzler, well, he'll embezzle here too, until we get the information that we need. That making sense. But you see, the UNC will push that, because when it comes to due diligence, that is a concept that is foreign to them. They have no regard for due diligence. If they did, Ravi Ratiram and Arnold Ram would not be among the 41 MPs in the lower house, right? Because both of these gentlemen have had serious question marks of misconduct over their heads. Not now. Arnold Ram was fired from not one but two public utility companies in this country for misconduct. But yet still, he met the minimum requirements to serve as a UNCMP. That would have never happened in the PNM. As a matter of fact, that nomination wasn't even coming to the screening committee. So that whichever party group sanctioned that would have been disbanded for folly. But they don't have that in the UNC. They don't care about due diligence, right? You've had Ravi Ratiram since his days at UE. This man has had allegations over his head. It went on to graduate to allegations of prostitution, to allegations of human trafficking. We had as I mentioned before the break, the former MP for Couva North, his predecessor Ramona Ramdial, in responding to a UNC supporter on Facebook after the election, stating that she could not support him because of strong evidence that he was involved in these things, and that even as he was at PTSC, allegations of corruption there too. And notwithstanding all of that, Kamla Prasad Bisesa, when she was asked questions on nomination day, said that we stand by all of our candidates. So the UNC is in no position to talk about due diligence, due process. They have no respect for that. So miss me with that BS, right? So I cannot for the life of me understand how these learned attorneys, Jayanti Lakshmidiyal and Kyle Okil Taklal Singh and the rest of them, who saying, and even Martin Daly, who are saying that the process should have been followed and the list, that is a tainted list. That list is tainted. I want any one of them to tell me that none of the nominees on that list are subjects of the PCA investigation into this firearm users license matter. Tell me that. And unless or until that investigation, that final investigation comes in and the report exonerates every nominee on that list, then you cannot present a list with these people on it, because you do not know what the final findings of that report will be. Added to which, the Police Service Commission also retained the services of former Justice Stanley John to investigate the same matter. Is the police service investigating this matter? We do not know. That is the only entity we didn't hear launch an investigation. If there is an investigation ongoing by the police service, how can you prepare a list of nominees for the post of Commissioner of Police to send to the Parliament, and you may have nominees on that list who may have questions to answer, nominees on that list who might be subject of a serious police investigation into wrongdoing? That makes no sense. That is part of due process. That is part of the due diligence exercise. That is why when you apply for a job, they ask you for a certificate of character. Were any of these men and women required to provide a certificate of character? Let me read that again. Let me pull it up. Get that article. Yeah, like they need some schooling this morning. And I ain't no lawyer.
School is in session.
That's right. Let me see here. Right. Daily Express. This is an article dated September 4, 2021, and the title is Ex-Judge Probes Gary's Men, Probes Gun License Racket. The Police Service Commission has hired a former judge to begin an investigation into allegations that senior members of the Gary Griffith-led Trinidad and Tobago Police Service have brought the organization into disrepute and engaged in acts of conduct. Senior members, talking executive members. Are any of these senior members nominees on that merit list? I don't know. I'm asking. So while everybody want to focus on Gary, it may very well be that the list might have been pulled back because other nominees on the list might have been involved in some wrong stand-up. But we continue. The Sunday Express understands that the Bliss C. Prasad-led commission has engaged the services of retired Judge Stanley John to manage the investigation. The terms of reference are still to be finalized. However, the Sunday Express is reliably informed that it involves allegations of a license for sale racket in the granting of firearm users licenses. The allegation reached senior members of the government and an investigative team which included a former chief of the defense staff. And a former head of the special branch was engaged in the last quarter of 2020. We'll come to that. The report was recently submitted to the Prime Minister. Sources said the report detailed a criminal enterprise feeding off and profiting from the TTPS, with the firearms section, a legitimate branch of the TTPS, being used for profiteering. The allegations of corrupt practices in the FUL process have caused serious concern at the highest levels of the government because of the risk that such firearms, which include semi-automatic, high-powered weapons, could somehow get into the wrong hands if the process is indeed contaminated.
Wow.
Tip of the iceberg. The Sunday Express was informed by sources that what amounted to a racket in firearms involved senior officers, including senior contract officers in the TTPS, some of whom are civilian and who were appointed to the TTPS as SRPs and given senior positions, some in the firearm users license section. The report, sources said, spoke of bribes and kickbacks which are funneled to certain members of the senior ranks of the TTPS. The scheme also involves some business persons associated with members of this group, including certain gun dealers, trainers, range owners, firearm instructors, including certain food outlets. One dealer was said to have been given unprecedented access to the files in the firearm section. Companies dealing in firearms sprang up overnight, profiting from dealing in firearms. Sources said it is big business involving large sums. 2 officers who were charged last month with corruptly soliciting and obtaining money to fast-track firearm applications, one of whom is a recently recruited SRP, were just the tip of the iceberg. The alleged firearm users license for sale system has seen illegal payment of sums ranging between $30,000 and $50,000 for small arms and in excess of $100,000 for the more sophisticated semi-automatic weapons, as well as illegal payment of variations of the terms of the license. What you want with a sophisticated semi-automatic weapon? Who you going and kill? So a normal handgun is not enough? All right. Some businessmen were named in the report, along with some members of the police hierarchy, as being participants in the FUL racket. Let me repeat that. Some businessmen were named in the report, along with some members of the police hierarchy. If you are of the waterfront ilk and you don't know what hierarchy means, and you have a child in primary school or secondary school, ask them if you could borrow the dictionary for a moment. Or if you have a smartphone, just go on Google and type in. You might have a little problems spelling hierarchy, but don't worry. Spell check could figure out what it is you're trying to pull up. Okay? I continue. One of the businessmen named is currently involved in a matter concerning an elected MP. The report also said that the media personnel have been drawn into the rackets as the granting of FULs was used to win goodwill with some media workers. So look at that. Sources described as very transactional, a particular member of the police hierarchy. I must spell it for you in case all are having problems. I don't want you all to be delayed in trying to find the meaning of that word and then you're not listening to what I'm saying, right? It's HIERARCHY. Let me repeat it for you. Waterfront ilk. HIERARCHY. Right, so it should come up on your phone now. Right, so you can continue to listen to me instead of being distracted. Right, the report also raised questions about the ISOS, I Support Our Service program, and noted there was a connection between some of the sponsors and the granting of FULs and firearm dealers' licenses. Several businesses are donors to the 2019 launched ISOS program, an initiative of Griffith and his wife Nicole, which involves businesses pledging support for the TTPS, such as giving police officers discounts or providing tangible items to the TTPS. The prime concern, sources stressed, is that the administration system for the issuance of the FULs is mired in corruption, noting that there is a current attempt to shift the concern regarding FULs solely to the number of licenses being granted, while ignoring the racket. Sources said that the matter of FULs for people who satisfy the requirements has never been an issue and remains the policy of the government. However, sources conceded that a lax, permissive approach to granting of firearms licenses can have implications for responsible gun ownership and national security in the country. The system of transfers of police officers is also a matter of concern expressed in the report. Here it is, especially in instances where officers who are performing legitimate constabulary duties have been purposely transferred in an effort to stymie certain investigations. Also of concern, according to the report, are allegations of interference into cases of police misconduct and brutality, including the investigation into how 2 suspects in the Andrea Barrett murder case, Joel Balcon and Andrew Morris, died in police custody. The Sunday Express was told that this issue involving the alleged abuse of authority poses a challenge because it has serious implications for TNT's relationship with a major foreign partner. Right? Stanley John, well, they give you a whole thing about Stanley John, but I draw to your attention as well. Gary Griffith published a letter which he received from Stanley John in response to a letter that he sent to Stanley John inquiring as to whether or not he was the subject of any inquiry. Stanley John responded to Gary Griffith and told him, no, you are not the subject of any inquiry. So what is Stanley John investigating on behalf of the Police Service Commission? Because remember, the Police Service Commission is the disciplinary authority for the commissioner and the 3 deputy commissioners. All right? The Police Service Commission is responsible for appointing the commissioner and the deputy commissioners. They are required to prepare a merit list for the commissioner and the deputy commissioner as well. So we must ask the question, apart from Gary Griffith, is there anybody else who presented themselves to be named as a nominee on that merit list who is currently the subject of any of the many investigations that is taking place into the issuance of firearm users license? So while we're focusing on Gary, there may very well be other nominees on that list on whom the spotlight should be, but we so focus on Gary, because in this country we suffer from chronic myopia, so everything is about Gary. The government wants to get rid of Gary. And all of this information is in the public domain. The PCA investigating, right? The Police Service Commission investigating the same matter, the issuance of firearm users license. And therefore, I am saying everybody who is involved in that chain has to be investigated, whether you figure that the person is above reproach and of the highest integrity or not. The fact of the matter is that the Commissioner of Police and perhaps acting deputy commissioners or whoever, all of these people must form part of that investigation so that they could be exonerated. That is part of due diligence. You cannot take a personal decision to say, well, we know this man and he good, so forget, don't worry about him. Investigate the others. No. That is not proper process, and unless and until all of those investigations are completed and every nominee on that list is vetted and every nominee whose name might be part of any of these investigations is cleared, no list should be prepared. Because you are asking the Parliament and the government of Trinidad and Tobago to make a decision based on incomplete information. This is a very serious post, and they must have every bit of information necessary to make that decision. You understand? You cannot be appointing a criminal to the position of police commissioner. So allow these investigations to be completed, right? And I and Janty said the Prime Minister should have sent the list to the police to investigate. Bruce, you know how long police has taken this country to investigate? Prison Gate happened in 2013. We are now in 2021. 8 years to investigate 2 lawyers. 2 lawyers, Gerald Ramdin and Varun Debedin, who are accused of cutting and pasting witness statements to defraud the state. 2 lawyers. 8 years, the investigation still ongoing. How long you feel that investigation would have taken into the commissioner? Meanwhile, the commissioner would have been sitting in the office of the commissioner, right? Presiding over the very people who investigate. That making complete sense to all you, UNC. That making sense. And Janty, coming back to Prison Gate, Bruce, in 2014, we are now in October of 2021. In October of 2014, the then lead investigative officer, I think was ACP Dinoon, said, yes, this investigation is drawing to a close very soon. October 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Gary came in and he said, all gates will be closed. Gary come in, he do his work, he walk back out, he close back the gate, and we still waiting for that gate to close. Other gates that were more serious and required even more extensive investigations closing. But that gate that is local can't close yet. They ain't talking about that. Right. Bruce, you can open the light.
Ah, boy. Something really wrong on them.
Yeah, men and women have letters, eh? They're bright, according to Kurt Allen. They're bright,
something really
but they're not on the country right.
So on one end I could follow the process, and the next end don't follow the process.
Correct. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Basically, that is it in a nutshell, you know. When it makes no sense to them, right? They should turn the whole thing around, and then if you go and you follow what they say, they're gonna turn back and tell you, but you're supposed to follow the process.
Yes.
Police Service Commission, President, Parliament, Commissioner. You find that when they pull back the list, the president's supposed to say, no, it done in my hand already. Too late.
Yeah.
Senate. That making sense, because I what everybody saying, the president should have sent the list. Guys, you can.
When they let's go to Parliament now, they say, well, yeah, but isn't there an investigation going on that might involve this person? What are we supposed to do?
When you start to see all the names and you realize, but wait now, boy, this whole list ain't making sense.
Everybody there at the investigation.
Yeah. What to do now?
Put name in a hat and pull.
Yeah, because boy, I don't know now, boy. I don't know.
And then we become a international laughing stock. They like to say Trinidad is the laughing stock. Yeah. And you see big headlines in the Caribbean. Police Commissioner Merit list submitted to Parliament. All nominees under investigation.
I don't understand that, boy. Right? Then when Ole drive the big man now to call Ole him pimps and chimps, Ole more vex and talk about the man petty.
Yeah.
I never come across a group of people who like to give talk and call name, and as you say, boo about them. Miss, look Dominic calling the names out here. Well, I don't know now. Up the lines, guys, you can call us up at 342-00814665391. Caller, good morning.
Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Me again. Bruce and Dominic. Steve and Ish matter. It's finished?
No, I don't think they'll ever finish.
Okay. The Piaco International Airport matter. It's finished also?
That ain't gonna finish neither.
I just want to know if it's finished, you understand me? And my last thing I want to ask, who are the politicians being investigated by British authority and the Dutch authority? Bruce and Dominic, are you there with me?
We're right here.
Right. Dominic, you there with me also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So just take it from there, Dominic. You understand what I'm telling you about? And I don't know, but you see the opposition leader, share a failure to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Madam, shame of you. And what bothering me? Taxpayers' money pay these people, Bruce and Dominic. Have a good one.
Guys, call me up. Caller, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Morning,
Brother Dominic and Bruce. And to the
morning
listeners, Titans of Democracy.
Yeah, man.
Brother Dominic, it's called moving the goalpost. Right? It's called moving the goalpost. Right now, the goalpost on the ceiling, tie up with wire, and that way we had a kick and score goal. Now, if you understand what I'm trying to say now. And this is a regular practice in this country among the, also put it, boy, those who engage in this stupid war. I don't know what it is all about, if you understand what I'm saying. So they move the goalposts to give themselves credibility. Every issue has been back out of the stadium onto the foreshore for 6 nights, you understand? By the fishermen and them, they from the stadium quite down there by Peaks Bay. That is where all the issues getting back out, and like they just can't deal with it, so it's time to move the goalposts. Good morning, Mr. Daly. Because how they were speaking about it before it changed, and now they bring up another issue. It's called making up as they go along, you understand? And moving the goalposts. Dominic, before I go, I want to ask you a question. Do we have a electoral college?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
fine. Well, they begin up, history is going to be made because the first woman prime minister going to try to impeach the first woman president. If you hear the kind of sensationalization and sensationalism they talk about here, them going to dust off this lady when election time come and present them as somebody worthy to vote for, if you understand what I'm trying to say. But we have to hold it on and keep it good and be right thinking. According to you, we mustn't, be resonating at the waterfront, if you understand. But they do a very good job in bringing across the variables and explaining things in a pragmatic and rational way, and I want to congratulate you for that, brother. All right? Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Oh, boy. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, very pleasant good morning to you, Mr. Dominic.
Morning.
Morning, sir. Dominic, you getting just like Dr. Rowley. Because every time you hear Dr. Rowley's last speech, he is always say, yeah, boy, I feel like he's the greatest one. You see this morning? You understand what I'm saying? Because, you see that officer? Before he made 1 year in that office, I was hearing people talking, and it used to annoy me because I didn't like the fella. Boy, ting, 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 gun racket, ting, 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 ting. And I used to be feeling very upset. But knowing how I just think then, I guess I realized there's something I need to do a little bit of investigation into. And seeing what the Prime Minister said in the past, I mean, there's a big racket going on in the police service concerning the money from the guy who took the army officer, ESL money, and the firearm user's license racket. How you can have tarnished names on a list? Dominic is really out there yourself, and I'm really thankful for the knowledge that is be passing on. And I get to understand that we are a politician in a very important office. And this guy was doing a very serious thing. I don't know if people understand it, but it appears to me that he was arming certain sections of this country who will never like the government, right? And that is why this section, who never supported him when originally, is the biggest defenders I am now. Dr. Rowley, you do what you have to do, and I'm telling you, 99.9% of the times, everybody who thinking reasonably supporting you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Caller, good morning.
Pleasant good morning, Bruce.
Hey, morning. How are you doing?
Not too bad at all. Pleasant good morning, Dominic.
Hi, and morning.
Pleasant good morning to listeners and callers of 91.9. Dominic, as usual, thank you very much for reminding us of so many moving parts that are prevailing, and most of us would have forgotten. Because up to this day, nobody can say how $22 million went one way today, and almost, while the Commissioner of Police making a statement live on the television, the money moving back. Somebody had to authorize that, and it didn't appear to be the Commissioner of Police. Back to the DSS. Also, all of these investigations into the FULs and so on. Now, there are so many people this has to move through before it finally gets to the desk of the Commissioner of Police. I think we understand that they have held 2 persons or arrested 2 people, but I think there are many more people to be investigated and processed. There are so many things that need to be done. You understand? And if the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago has indicated to us, basis the knowledge that he would have, how can we move forward with any list? And you are quite correct. When the list gets to the President's desk, whatever list it may be, whether it's for an acting Commissioner of Police or to confirm a Commissioner or Deputy, or the case might be, what does the President do with it? Does she just say, when it comes to her in a nice envelope, okay, this is it, thank you very much, and she sends it across to the Parliament? In other words, is she a rubber stamp? Is this what Martin Daly and Martin George and they continue to say? That she's just a rubber stamp and all she has to do is just pass it on? So if anything should go awry, the first thing they're going to say
is, well, didn't you, Madam President, do your due diligence when you got the list? Is there not need for further examination of the persons on the list? Because this is, as you rightly said this morning, it is extremely important for these people who are not only in charge of the police service of about 8,000 men and women, but also has a certain amount of autonomy and dealing with millions and millions of dollars. An autonomy that they may have gotten during the period of this government's term in office. So therefore, we have to scrutinize every nook and cranny before we can say yea or nay to a commissioner of police as well as the deputies. Not so. We can't just go ahead. They can't just go ahead. And if it is, look at this lady who is the president. Look at her competencies. Look at her CV. You expect her to just simply go there and rubber stamp anybody, any list that comes to her and send it across to the parliament. Anything should go wrong, the first person or persons that the opposition is going to criticize and say, you see what we tell earlier? We tell her she wasn't no good. Look at the list that come here and look at what's going on now. And the same thing they would say about the Prime Minister. So therefore, I am of the firm view that the process has to continue when she gets the list. However it is done, we don't know, I don't know. But you understand, but there must be questions to be asked based on information that she may have, because remember, as she rightly says, as the Prime Minister has said, sorry, I speak to the President anytime on any matters concerning matters of state. And she may be privy to certain bits of information, and she may want to have a discussion with those same people who she has nominated to be part and parcel of the Police Service Commission. And it just can't be a simple rubber stamp and send it down to Parliament, let Parliament deal with it. What are the investigating powers of the parliamentary members on both sides? We know the government may have, but what powers does the opposition have to say? Well, or just they go by the normal hearsay and them say and they say and that's it. Because I ain't like this one or I ain't like that one. Look at what they did to Ernest Coilas, senior counsel, who was part and parcel of the Judicial and Legal Service Commission. Because he was seen talking to this one and that one, or this one worked in his chambers, and so what? So we have to be very careful. You know, you're asking the correct questions this morning. And I'll tell you one more thing before I go. When somebody complain and saying, hey, you know, look at fire there in the store, boy, who said that fire? Somebody must tell something through that broken glass there. And they're investing everybody except the complainants, but then we know we have a problem. You understand? Because it may very well be that individual. I thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Well said, Brian. So true.
I'm taking one more call before we go to the break. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Hi, morning, Zina.
Morning to all
morning.
And callers. Listen to me. I want to, on the heels of what this last caller just said, you know, I myself wondering if the president had to just pass out this list, well, without, you know, if she feels she wanted to send it back. I don't know, people say that she should not have done so because that is not her remit. But I am saying that if, I learned this thing very deeply on Dominic and Bruce, because I listened to Dr. Rowley. He said, he told that commission more than a year ago that he has lost confidence in Gary Griffith. Let's just say, if by chance that is what they call, how Gary Griffith going online, he's sure that he was on the list to be that commissioner. Because if the Dr. Rowley said that about a year ago, why only still even considered his name, considered him to go back? It come like you're throwing salt in the face of the Prime Minister. So, but I feel the main part of what was hurting them, the opposition, is that this person, they can't get to know who it is, went to the president and stopped this and intervened, this politician. And nobody's saying, and that is what is bothering them, and they feel that is an interference. But I am saying whether it is interference or not, the way how Gary Griffith is getting on, I am saying that he knows exactly what was going to take place with that list, his name. And I am saying if the Prime Minister had lost confidence in you, and he told the Commission that, how on earth his name even coming up in that situation? This story is very, very, very deep, you know. And somewhere along the line, I am feeling that people feel that Dr. Rowley is a nobody, and that they must just do things the way some of them feel that they have to do it, and disregard how his feelings or what he has to say or who he has to work with. And I don't know, I watching Trixie something is very, very, very amiss in this country. Because it look like the Prime Minister is not to run this country. And I keep saying again, this country is to be run through the courts. That is how I view it. We don't want a parliament. We don't want a Prime Minister. We want two parties, and then they send everything to the courthouse, and the courthouse rule on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Zina. So at this time, guys, we go to the break, and we'll be right back. Keep it locked.
A special time of year. Hey, jingle and your loving is all I want to share. I don't want your diamond ring, I don't need a fancy thing. The only thing I'm missing is my husband to love me. 'Cause the days are getting shorter, but the nights are feeling colder. All the gifts that you be treat, they don't mean nothing to me. Give me love, give me love, give me love. Paint up and vanish all my flaws. No, I don't mean to hurt you, but I'm thinking to raise my voice. Bunch of them and ginger beer, carols, singers everywhere. But for the Christmas morning, man, you always disappear. And the days are getting shorter, but the nights are feeling colder. All the gifts, the drink, the treat, they can't do nothing for me. Give me love, give me love, give me love. La 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 yo 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 la 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 yo 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 la 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 yo 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 yo. Give me love, give me love, give me love. Ripa, Ripa.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist?
Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
This is the voice of the PNM. On Tuesday, October 19th at 7 p.m., tune into all major TV and radio stations, PNM's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel for PNM's virtual meetup. Feature addressed by Dr. Keith Rowley and a powerful lineup of speakers. On Tuesday, October 19th at 7 p.m., tune in, click, like, and share. Great is the PNM.
After all the talk during the week, don't switch off on the weekend and keep it on the street. It's classic soca and classic kaiso when you're liming with the live wire on Saturdays from 5 to 7 p.m. only on the street 919 FM. There's only one way to start your week right, and that's with Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Thursday morning at 9:10 a.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the street 919 FM every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. Tune in on Thursday and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. It's time that you live.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco, Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. all-night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
The Huddle Room reopens in partnership with Maracas Bake and Shock on Monday, October 18th. That's right, seaside flavor is in Central. Bake and Shock, aloo pies, kingfish, shrimp, and a daily menu of lunchtime favorites like stew chicken, macaroni pie, curry chicken, pilau, and so much more. Follow The Huddle Room and taste Maracas on social media. Bake and Shock is served from 10 a.m. and lunches from 11 a.m. We'll see you and your taste buds on Monday. The Huddle Room and Maracas Bake and Shock, the best of both worlds.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized, with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Police, gade,
Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 60 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Granny,
do you have $488 to lend, man?
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Pay attention to your fees. Understanding the fee structure and the amount you have been paying on a monthly or even annual basis in regards to fees associated with financial services is extremely important. Account service fees, annual financial planning service fees, investment account management fees, you name it. If you haven't reviewed and audited your fees yet, I recommend that you sit down and make this a priority. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of October 18th, 2021 stands at new positive cases 153. Total active cases, 4,329. Total recovered patients, 48,333. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present, 54,267. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
To teach all about parang and soul. Let me explain it. Well, Christmas morning, I calling my friends. Say bring your instrument and yes, they gather all of them. We making a plan. Who we hitting first and what song we singing and who doing the first. So that is parang, parang, parang. Yeah. Where I come from, parang, parang. Well, that is parang, parang, parang. We drinks in me hand, parang, parang, yeah man. Well, on to the next house, I'm feeling nice. You have to leave the people glass, but you can take the ice. We singing one more song, because we don't stick. And well, we shake the neighbor gate with pure parang music. Well, that is parang, parang, parang. Hey, where I come from, parang, parang. Palo seco, yeah, parang, parang. Instruments in me hand, parang, parang. We hitting it 10th house, it's parang with pace. But something smelling off, you know, say in the people place. When I turn around to the man on the base, I notice he have dog mess on his shoes and his shoelace. But that is parang, parang, parang.
So welcome back on the inside. Yes, there's something for everyone at Lowlands Mall Tobago, where you and your entire family can enjoy a safe and superior shopping experience. All of your favorite stores, service outlets, and of course food court outlets are now open and ready for your visit. The food court takeaway is still available. You can dine in with a valid vaccination card. All COVID-19 protocols continue to be in place for your safety. And remember, no mask, no entry. Visit Tobago's #1 family destination today, Lowlands Mall Tobago, with comfortable air-conditioned shopping and lots of secure parking. Tell your friends and family Lowlands Mall Tobago is open and ready for your visit. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will now be open full-time to provide expert eye care services to you. All our regular services are now available. For your safety, we continue to practice health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you call for an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand now available. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arpita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall Tobago off the Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools. Become the $6 million man or woman. The Lotto Plus jackpot has rolled to an estimated $6 million. Rebuild your bank account with superhuman wealth. Go faster in your new sports car. Jump higher into your infinity swimming pool and see clearer from the balcony of your new home. Do it all with an amazing $6 million. Rebuild your bank account with superhuman wealth. Remember that, yes. Plus, if you match 5 numbers, you can win $50,000. Enjoy bionic winnings. Get your tickets for Wednesday's $6 million Lotto Plus jackpot draw. And remember, winners always play Lotto Plus. So guys, welcome back. Remember, the lines are open. You could call us at 342-00814665391. So call me up now. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning Dominic. Morning Bruce.
Morning Jenny, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Morning, Jenny.
All the listeners on 91.9, Mr. Chance, everybody, Mr. Napuna, Messina, Mano, the whole clip, the whole crew. There's an elephant in the room that sometimes we don't pay attention to, because sometimes it's a very uncomfortable conversation, but it has reared its ugly head since last year's general election, and it has continued. And this case about race and race relations. Why I mention that? The dealings with the opposition, I could say, based on what I've been seeing and what I may have been reading, it has to do, in my opinion, with the fact that persons of African descent who are in high office, especially educated ones, they have challenges with that. Because to me, the interaction with you as a person of African descent within the UNC, you have to be like a house Negro. Anytime you're a strong African person, I think they have challenges with that. Dr. Vishnu Bishram Ghanis, he's a political scientist. He would have written, all of the Indians in the diaspora would have economic power. One thing they have never been able to hold on to for any length of time is political power. Because he said when they're in office, they're consumed with cocktail parties, first-class travel, giving contracts to friends and family. They're not interested in good governance at all. It's about kickbacks and, living the nice life. And I think that is one of the problems that we see UNC having. It's not about making good legislation for the country or good governance or working hand in hand as opposition with the government to make sure this country, benefits all that. It's simply about themselves and getting into office for what the power of that political office will give. So when I have my saying before I go, when you know your enemy and you know yourself, you will win all your battles. And that is not me saying that. That was from the art of war. And when I say enemy, anybody or anything that is opposed to you. Because we're not going to be fighting any war. Any war we fighting is with truth, honesty, for the betterment of this country. It's not a physical war. So I don't know what war Mrs. Pasaldi says I was speaking about when she dropped it in Parliament, because I know subconsciously our supporters, they hear war. They didn't hear the rest when she say it's political war. And those things that subliminal messages to me, I think that she's sending. So I'm sending a message. Our war will be truth, it will be facts, it will be unity to build this country. All races living together in harmony. But again, I say they don't have political power, and that has always eluded them because they're not about good governance. History would have shown that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bruce, you remember back in the 90s there was a show called Xena, Warrior Princess?
Yeah.
Well, now we have Kamala, Warrior Princess.
Oh, gosh. Caller, good morning.
Blessed morning to you, Bruce Boswin.
Morning, morning.
Mr. Dominic, information, information researcher. You know, yesterday we had a guy named researcher on the program. It's something like you and he could run a competition, you know, you was sharing research. All loyal listeners and callers, all who on the live. No, apparently, like, all who speaking about the president, like, they want to write what the president should be telling the population. This is how I gather it right now. If you was watching you, this is what she should have said, and this is what she should say, and this is what you was watching you. Every right-thinking citizen in Trinidad and Tobago have an opinion, and they could state it anyhow they want to state it, if you was watching you. But to have people, like if they're telling you what you should be telling we, the population, concerning a matter, that is the problem. Now, you see the issue, I think you read out on one of the papers, Bruce, that 3 international companies have interest in the refinery.
Yeah.
You've heard? They understand what I'm saying earlier. The unions in Trinidad and Tobago, they have no business head, no ideas about making money. All they're about is protests and demonstrations. They're waiting until the state of emergency is lifted for them to come out. You was watching here. That's all they have about it. But they're watching the 1% and they're watching the government, what business the government want to carry on. And they themselves have so much resources and they ain't using it. No business head. Please, people, all be conscious and see what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago concerning these unions. Now, Dr. Rowley, I know we are in the United Nations, but don't let the United Nations fool you, because it ripples down right down to the citizens, as this virus have created to set up population that needs to be united in going forward concerning this virus. And people, concerning the budget, once again, thank you very much, Dr.
So, where are you going? All right. Caller, good morning.
Morning. From Unica and Bruce.
Morning.
The labor union, I was with the union, but I work in again, right? And from 2014 up to now, right? The negotiations ain't finished yet, right? And we know the government does set the benchmark with negotiation or whatever. When the government, the children of public flow with extra amount of money, well, after the private sector go fall in, and they have a cement to work with and things, right? Up to now, we ain't get nothing yet, right? And they're saying nothing at all. But then now, they're going on a road now, trying to learn like if them is the best thing after slice, but looking after the workers' interest. But to me, I see it, they're looking after themselves alone, because all they're collecting is the workers' dues, and they're doing nothing for them then. And these people want to come down now on the government. They have to get the act together. It's a waste of time, and it's time people realize And the union you have in this country is not for the workers, it's for the self-alone. When they open a grocery, nothing at all, but they want to make claims and they want this to do that to do. Look, only have a chance to petrol train. Only have that chance. What only do is only blow it away them. This people and them is a waste of time. It's time people wake up and smell the coffee. Them is of no use to us as citizens then. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 342-00814665391. Those are the numbers to call. Speak to us live in studio. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yesterday with all the debacle, how come we haven't heard the president of the Public Service Association come out to say anything, because all the public servants and them had to be coming out of the building and things. Take them on the Public Service Association have not said anything. That is very strange. The trade union movement have not said anything about this kind of thing in the country. They have not come out and condemned it. David Abdullah, who likes to talk a lot, he hasn't come out and condemned it. You understand? Mr. Bruce and Mr. Dwayne, what about the Iwer? The man with who's going to be treatment plan and the money. What about that money? You understand? You know how much that money could have done for us, for public officers? Right? But nobody's taking on that. Right? What about the money that was spent to pull the fire truck from down a hill? 10 million. But nobody is taking on that. You understand? But I want to hear the public service president. A lot of things that he hasn't said anything about how the president of the country was abused by a senator. Right? He must come out because he said he wants political office. So if he has political office, I don't know, he may behave, come out and say something. We want to hear Mr. Duke of Abercrombie, as he has always said. We want to hear the Duke of Abercrombie. Thank you, sir.
Okay, well, you're not going to hear it from himself. Remember, he himself abused the Auditor General, who is a woman. Shut your mouth. Come here and make your life a living hell. But right now, he's busy running all over Tobago from beach to beach, posing with PDP flag, talking about, let me fix this. You know, time it was going on. He's starting to campaign.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
You know something?
Yes,
All the calling about the Attorney General. Have you heard any one of the media house ask any, because we have several past Attorney Generals here, and have you heard any one of the media house approach any past Attorney General? Forget Anna Logan, he's a waste of time. We're talking about Ralph Maraj and those. Ramesh Lawrence Maraj, sorry. Have you heard any newspaper or any TV6 or anybody, but let me not waste of time. Go to any one of them and ask them the opinion, what is gathered, what the opposition is saying against the Attorney General and the stance of the Attorney General. Have you heard that? That tells you the level of biasness from the media. Or that tells you all who was paid and given, what they get for Christmas, Dominic? Hampers and grocery? When I was invited with them?
$1,000 good. Vouchers worth $1,000.
Alright, so you understand, because we have over 3 or 4 past Attorney General if you exclude Anna Ram Logan. And nobody is asking any past Attorney General what is their opinion based on this present Attorney General and the position he finds himself in with. You know, you're not hearing that, right? Everybody wants to kill. We have this one, the footballer, on them fellas them program. I say, but who he feel he talking to? And Alan Roberts trying to tell me that this matter in England has to do something with America. Trinbagonians, African people, all you wake up, please. If you notice, these are the people that are using to send what's she name? Lakshmi Dayal or whatever she name is. Last night she was in a dream world and all, Dominic. These people, I don't know, I'm really sorry, Trinbagonians, please, if all you miss this chance, jail is coming, All this noise is for the Attorney General to say this and the Prime Minister and the President. If anybody say anything, it's to impute. What they're trying to create is another Section 34 in order to free, apparently, the past Attorney General or the past man who has to answer laws in England. And all this junjat is to try to save a group of people. Anyhow, I have some Damian vessels coming up, Trinbagonians, all they wake up, please. They talk about corruption. I'll go on. Dominic, I'll enjoy already. I just shut up.
Ah, boy. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Bruce Wayne.
Hey, morning, mother. How are you doing?
Hi, dear. Just watching on and listening, as usual.
Nice.
I will thank all the Fuji. Have a nice day, and everything will be well done. Let them try and sit down in a corner and listen, but they ain't doing that. They only want bacchanal. Only bacchanal. All right then. Sharon, Mommy Sauce, the Titan morning, Mano morning, Shak lady, everybody stay good. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, my dear. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, Bruce, again, that caller before the lady did. It is on the head, and I follow this. Look at the people who hold in office they're going after. It's Archie, Archie, the President, the Prime Minister, and Faris Alarawi, most important Faris Alarawi, he is the agent. These people and them know. Now we have to listen when you hear the agent and them talking that people not forgetting this country. And he said something before, right? And that have now alluded them. They know what's going on. We see what happens is we don't know what is going on in the Prime Minister's state already. We don't know what it is them know. And them can't we know what it is, because well, it's a process dealing with the court. Right? And like what the Prime Minister said, he said justice, the will of justice, it turns slowly, but it do turn. And jail is coming, people are going to sit down on bail, and that, them, they want these people to come out and say things so that the matter will short a court like the right should say, but it will never happen. All your jail is coming. It is coming. And that is what the people want to see in this country. Where leaders know who we put there to see what all our fears in. Don't just do what they want and feel that this is a power and they could get away with it. The time has come for people to make jail, and that's the only solve because see this country heading in the right direction. Thank you for making my contribution.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Morning to you again, Bruce and Dominic.
Hey, morning.
Morning, boss. In this country, that Dr. Rowley going to be the biggest nightmare. So they was fishing. They didn't know how far the investigation reached. But the agent bust the mark too soon. The love body bad, but afraid jail. You think there was never ever about country. There was about self, family, and friends. One Kalala, you want back that money. Yep, boy, look. Tolerance is a hell of a thing, and my Prime Minister is the greatest. He had them worried all the time. I mean, I was getting back to the kind of nonsense, the flushing that these people were coming with. But I live to see it today. Tolerance. And it was well known by the founding father. You all have a safe and blessed morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Lockdown as usual, my brother. Now it's first morning.
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Right.
Morning.
There's a religion, right, that teaches that the black man come from the foot of their God, and some of those UNC people belong to that religion. That's why they go after the Chief Justice. Now they're going after the Prime Minister and the President and everyone that is black. Their religion tells them that the black man belongs to the foot of their God. You understand? So it's all about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Bruce Wade.
Merry Christmas, my brother. How you doing?
I dey quiet and humble. How are you?
I dey cool, you know me.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Dominic.
Greetings to you, sir.
How you do? How you do?
I am good. All is well.
Nice. Most important. Uncle Bruce, you break the cake already, right?
The boy, not yet, boy. Not yet.
All right. I go come down and help you bake soon as you're ready. Just send out the flyer.
Right. Nice.
Nice. Hey, Dominic, Uncle Bruce, we've been dealing with a bunch of pirates here for the longest while. Yeah. For the longest while, we've been dealing with a bunch of pirates in Trinidad and Tobago. Only remember when Mr. Patrick Manning, I think it's America or somewhere, he went on a mission. And when he come back, he tell me he know who is Mr. Big. And people keep crying and asking him to explain to them who is Mr. Big. When Mr. Big show up the colors, now, Dominic, Mr. Big show up now. So we understand who Mr. Patrick Manning was talking about when he tell me about Mr. Big in Trinidad and Tobago. Here, there's the problem we have in Trinidad and Tobago. And I hear Miss Bissessa saying that every time the PNM government mash up the country, they had to come and fix it. What part of Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Camilla Persad Bissessa and them fix Mr. Bruce Wayne and Mr. Dominic? What part of Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Camilla Persad Bissessa could tell us twice they get into power under Mr. Pandey and Miss Bissessa? What part of Trinidad and Tobago that they could tell us that they have fixed after the PNM match it up? Man, we dealing with a bunch of pirates in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's time that we're supposed to deal with them just as they're dealing with the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Dominic, Mr. Bruce Wayne, Mr. Aaron Felix, morning, my dear, morning, peace and blessing, Mother Tanapuna, Miss Jenny, Mr. Chance, everybody, peace and blessings to the nation, Trinidad and Tobago, and the world listening abroad. Thanks again, brothers, for the time. Thanks again. All you have a safe and blessed day for me, please. Thank you very kindly.
Yeah, man. Bless up. Take care.
Yeah, Big Bruce.
Caller, good morning.
Bruce.
Oui.
And Dominic, I want to get back in here. When you notice, when we all sit down and looking on at what is taking place, you realize the cabinet, Dr. Rowley, fast and furious, apparently they want to see hair go back on his head and mosquito get real grey and rabbit looking. Because the way how they come in with the things fast and furious, as your woman, she filed something to for both EBC and the Tobago election and seat. You understand? That is one her head. What they going on with the president and Dr. Rowley is another one. And I see the Women's League of the UNC. Dominic, I hear you make, I don't know if I missed it. You make mention of that one? Dominic?
Nah.
With the UNC arm of the Women's League. I read in this kind of thing when you write to about Dr. Rowley and to apologize to come up with that business because of what he say and continue to beat him up on women. And I see, well, I read them good. Last paragraph saying one, that show them where
leading the way for he's showing up himself to show how he must be. That is how he will talk to his wife and daughter. And then what? Something about he men like Dr. Rowley, like him, has been disrespectful, even the little girls. And something. So I read it have plenty meaning into how they just craft this story. You understand? Because he must apologize to the Women's League arm of the UNC. They find so, but they'll find what Naked said about the president. They make no noise about that. They raise up that. And a lot of the people who commented her defense and who wanted to say this and what the president should do in respect to what UNC Kamala Prasad was saying to the president, nobody are watching some of them. They have nothing to say against that. But as Dr. Rowley talk, and now the president come out and talk, they're jumping and running. I'm watching some of them, especially as a particular attorney. He doesn't know what a fight to pick. You understand? Especially when it concerns Miss Paula May Weeks, the president. I'm watching them good, They're showing their colors and they think people out here, because we in a law degree, and we not maybe some of us who not in high society, that we stupid. We not stupid. We have an education. We went to school and we watching at them carefully, and we seeing who jumping and picking the fight and who they're picking the fight with. So only leave Dr. Rowley alone now. Leave him alone. He's the Prime Minister, and he's going to run this country as he sees fit. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bruce, as you raised that issue, because I would be able to touch on it, I think, last week, where I would have mentioned that the UNC Women's League, well, they call them out of the gutter now. Because, that's where they are, and under the pavement, and there's only come out certain things. And I am still hard-pressed, Bruce, to understand what the Prime Minister said on Saturday, that they deem abusive of Kamala Prasad Bisesa. And again, it speaks to the hypocrisy in this country. And as I said earlier, you see this gender card that they want to pull? This is politics, right? And if Kamala Prasad Bisesa can't stand the heat, she needs to get out of the kitchen. Right. And these same people who want to call Dr. Rowley abusive and all kind of thing, when the UNC and their leader like to bring Dr. Rowley family into the politics. If there's one thing they cannot say about the PNF, Dr. Rowley, nobody else ever bring Kamala family into the mix, right? Other than her sister, who was supposedly her nurse and who traveled the world at a taxpayer's expense while Kamala was the Prime Minister. But they don't go down the road of her son and grandson and all them kind of bacchanal and things, except when she took her grandson again to charter a whole car plane that could carry 152 people, carry 40-something people to Brazil. Right, carry her grandson to Brazil for the World Cup and whatnot in a Spider-Man suit. But she talk about how Dr. Rowley have outside children, and we don't know how much outside children he have, and all kind of bacchanal, right? Accusing the man of being a pedophile and a rapist. When they're doing these things, that they went so far to the parliament to put that on Hansard. All of these disgusting people. And what do you have to say about that? All you're okay. But Anil Roberts and the likes of these fools in the UNC doing that all the time, calling the Prime Minister that you all want to tell the man-child mother that she was raped. She telling her that's not the case, but you all want to tell her, no, you confused. So she don't know, right? Calling the man all kind of thing. And that's all right. You don't come out and talk about that. But Prime Minister abusive, and he like to, and his language is abusive to women. So what Anil Roberts said, calling the president, implying the president is a lesbian, that's all right. We have no problem with that. David Naked insulting the president, that's all right. Every time Anil Roberts will like talking about that, this one and that one. And kick out the PNM, they're abusing this journalist, Asha Javid, and saying all kind of bacchanal about she and Stuart Chung and all kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that. Well, calling Stuart Chung small pin and all. Oh, that's all right. Yes. Idiots and hypocrites. All of them. Basket of the plural.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce and
you boss out on me just now, there, why?
No, when you see, I have a timing still now if you was a shame.
Right.
So, because I love to hear everybody have an opinion, as I said before, everybody have an opinion, and if they could express it in this nice and comfortable and educated manner, I'd love to hear it all the time if you was showing you. But what I was saying is that I listen to the budget and the parliament station, and I always thank the government for the parliament station, which are again everything live. You understand? They concern about the money spent. You know, listen to this one. You see corruption really kills, you know. When you have a $600 for something and it go up to $1,400, right? Okay? And when you have something for $550 and you bring it down to $275, if you was watching, you see the difference in corruption there? That is what's going on right now. You see, when you have accountability of what you're spending, I'm thankful for all of that. And if you could give account for what you're spending, I'm more thankful for that, if you was watching it. And when the opposition can't find no way to say that you're corrupt in any of your management of the monies, I'm more thankful for that. And this government, I thank the government, I thank the Minister of Finance, all the permanent secretaries who being put in the budget so that the monies will be well spent. Now, I still baffled with the opposition, you know. Yes, I baffled because Dominic used this opposition would drag anything through the mud, according to a caller. This Public Police Service Commission will coming up here. The name being brought forward. I wonder how much of them two will take and drag through the mud. But I know the president, Ms. Paula May Weeks, is a woman who have honest decisions to make all the time, and she's making them. And I'm thankful for that also. Ms. Paula May Weeks, when you still get out of office, make sure that you take the pants off of David Naked for me, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ah, boy. So, guys, we almost out of time for today. Have a few more minutes. So, I'll do the daily word for today is bliss. With joy and peace, I am blissful. Watching the sunrise and feeling the promise of a new day envelops me in joy. Seeing the wonders of nature fills my heart to overflowing. Each time I begin the day with exuberance and confidence, I feel refreshed and enlivened. I share my blissful attitude with those around me and feel spirits lift wherever I go. Bliss is much more than simple pleasure. It is a combination of exhilarating joy and tranquil peace. In this blissful state, I stay centered on all the good things in my life. I take care to keep my mind focused on the beauty that surrounds me. In all things, I remain grateful. When I focus on my incredible blessings, bliss is with me wherever I go. If they listen and serve Him, they complete their days in prosperity and their years in pleasantness. Job 36:11. Yeah. No, Nicole, darling. We ain't finished yet. I just read the daily word so that, you know, we continue to take the calls. We ain't finished yet.
Now we forget what it was.
We ain't finished yet. Caller, good morning.
Who's on, Dominic?
Oi.
Dominic? Oh, Dominic.
Hello? Yes,
Where
ma'am.
you say the opposition leader went with her grandson? What country?
Brazil.
What grandson you talking about, Dominic?
Well, Cristiano.
Dominic, that lady, listen to me what I'm telling you about. Me, I put it to you. That said you have no kids. I had put it to you. You hear? She went to school with my father, first child. You hear I'm telling you about? She have no kids. Take what I'm telling you about. Don't get up. I've known my prime minister kids. You understand me? I've known them. You understand me? Don't come. You see that's what I lie? What you say? She gone what?
Bruce and Dominique, I gone. Have a good one. She have no no kids. I gone.
You see why I was going and play my parang? Yes.
But Bruce, I don't know. I have seen two pictures of a young man who is alleged to be the son of the leader of the opposition.
Okay.
Seen two pictures, right? He looked kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to be unkind. He looked too right.
Okay.
Based on the two pictures, he seemed very reserved. I don't know, But for whatever reason, the opposition leader has chosen to leave the young man out of the limelight.
Okay.
And I only wish that she would extend the same courtesy to the Prime Minister, but she has made it a habit of bringing his family into the political nastiness.
Exactly.
And not her alone, other members of her circus as well. So, but as I said, I saw two pictures of the guy who they say that Chris, I think is the name. When she was sworn in as Prime Minister, he was there, and I think there was some other picture some other time. So I don't know.
Okay. Very good. Caller, good morning.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey.
Morning.
Morning.
Dominic. Morning, Mr. Chan, Teresa Conley,
Morning.
Mammy Stores, Clem, Miss Cummins, Miss Abel Fireman, Sharon. But boy, Bruce, all your program real top of the notch morning program. You know how long I'm trying to get it since yesterday. Well, boy, all your good. All your program is real number one. Here's now, Bruce. I sit down here, right? And I doing a little reading and thing, right? It have some senior counsels, well, they write articles in the newspaper daily, and then when I sit down here and reading, I was in the country for a while, right? Was ever Martin Daly Attorney General? Dominic?
No, he was.
No, right? But they look like themselves have something against the Attorney General. Because I read in the article, and everything as far as Harari is not a good Attorney General, and he's not thinking the public purse, and like he's going against, they put him there to go against the opposition, and all kind of things, right? But they ain't talking. When the people partnership was in government, what just happened to the public purse? But then Attorney General is trying to protect and trying to get back our money. But only condemning the man, left, right, and center, that he's not a good Attorney General. And he's the man who put in laws in place, the Bail Amendment Act and the Finance Act, to try and get our money back. And them for them fighting now, man. No. But here it is now. You see that thing that happened with the police commissioner, I read Rafisha Sunday, and that looked like it was hatched together in the attorney's office, right? Because if you watch at the play, there's a normal play with them. Look at live sport. What she did with live sports. Look at Petra Trin, right? Look at Franklin Cannon and Williams, right? How she defamed these fellas' names. And it's that same pattern going. But what they are trying to do is to make the country ungovernable. They attack the president, they attack the prime minister, they attack the DPP, right? And if we could get them out of the way, the whole country collapses. And that is the motto operandi, to try to get back in power, right? But I'm watching some of the guys them who they say is luminaries and there's activists and union leaders, and nobody ain't coming out and saying nothing to defend the Prime Minister of this country. But boy, when PP was in government, all of them could have talked, and she was the best thing in sliced bread. But we're fighting. Dr. Rowley, the citizens of this country is backing you, because we put you there and nobody can remove you until election. You call that election, and who we want, we will vote. But we put you there to protect our country, and we will be backing you. You fellas, thanks for the opportunity. Right, good program. Listening to you all.
Yeah, man, take care. All right, so we're looking to leave now. Dominic, any closing remarks?
No. The defense rests.
Hey, boy. Never
Over to the jury.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment.
So true.
So, guys, as usual, it was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in ours. I will be back here tomorrow morning with the lovely Miss Sharon Felix, and Dominic will be back on Thursday, please God. So, talk to you guys later. Remember to keep it locked to the Street 919 FM as we have our program for you all through the day. So, Dominic, as we say,
ciao.
Talk to you guys later.
My children very famous. I sure you know my children. I sure. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. To make me a proud father. Say it, father. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. To make me a proud father. Yes, sir. You see me son it. Every Christmas he on everyone's list. My twins and PQ. Before Christmas he done pass through. By me and you. Go down by La Luna. You go meet my Spanish daughter. She name 1 liter. Big daughter Maggie. She just make man happy. But drive me crazy. I have a daughter named Vile. That girl wicked and wild. Always in the latest style. That the one who I have no child. My big son feel he's a king. Always in everything. Every parang function, every parang step. They bring him out and out. Swing. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. You make me a proud father. Say it, father. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. You make me a proud father. Yes, sir. My stepson half. Rhyme with tea and your bunks and laugh. My biggest son named Barrel. He just make you quarrel. Quarrel for nothing. My outside child named Keg. Bruce Wayne. What this son like the beg. I have a son named Peters. I call him when I get the jitters. He live in Felix. My tiny daughter named Shot. You have to deal with she on the spot. Everywhere I go, everywhere I pass. They say that child not too hot. My last son named LLB. Up to now he don't talk to me. He say I pass him around too much for Christmas, but you don't mix with everybody. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
She want wine on Christmas time.